Thank you very much. This is my third session. Hopefully, we'll finish this by this session, the most of the important things in this book. So as I was talking about in this last session, I already started this, the realization of a higher truth, and I'm continuing from there. So what else could be that, like, realizing the higher self, realizing the higher truth. So not the higher self, higher truth. So for anybody, realizing the higher truth is to know oneself, to know who you are. That is the higher truth, whether it is Babaji or somebody. So here we are reading about Babaji's experience to understand that higher truth. So as I described in the previous session, so now he was walking along with the yogis. Okay, so he walking along with the yogis, and during those time, so they are participating in the discussions with big gurus and big masters to discussions to understand more and more, or to gain more and more knowledge and spiritual wisdom from each other. That is how they used to be like that. You must have seen spiritual movies like Adi Shankaracharya and all. So that is what they were doing in those days. So similarly, he was also participating in such kind of discussions and spiritual discussions and spiritual arguments with the various highly knowledgeable and spiritual people. So what happens was he went to he attended such.
Gautami, sorry to disturb. Should I share the presentation?
No, not necessary. I just finished today. So I already went through.
No. Okay, no
Yeah.
problem. There are some pictures, so I thought like I'll show the picture. That's fine.
Yeah. I will check with you and before if I want to show something, any picture. So then
Sure.
what happened was during the arguments and the discussions, what happened was, and suddenly there was a spiritual person, his name was spiritual guru, his name was Haridas. And he has asked a question to Babaji. So the question, I mean, this is all, conversations with Babaji, between Babaji and Pallavi. And she wrote a book and she's telling us. So the question is, what he said was, define yourself. He asked, who? Guru Haridas. Define yourself and tell about yourself, who you are, he asked. So then it is not a simple question like, who you are, if anybody asks. So physically, we can tell I'm so and so, I'm so and so. But it is a spiritual conference, spiritual meetings. They don't care about your physical form. When they ask you, define yourself, or when they ask who you are, you have to tell about yourself in a spiritual manner. So then what happened? He went into deep silence. Who? Babaji. So the silence, he just kept, he kept quiet. So he kept quiet for a long time, since there are certain discussion, this is a conference and a meeting going on, they will set up some time. They do not, if they cross that time limit, then what happens is the judges or whoever in the panel, they will declare that the person is defeated if they did not say anything and the time is crossed. Time limit is crossed. So that is what exactly happened in the case of Babaji during this time. So then what happened was they declared that Babaji was defeated, and so he was happy with the defeat. So he did not, because it is difficult to describe for himself. So then what happened was the next minute, what happened was, this all happened in seconds time. The next minute, what happened was he felt that his ego was shattered. His ahankara, that was shattered. So that particular incident. So because he was unable to answer that. If it is some different spiritual question, probably what he learned from Vedas and Upanishads or from spiritual books and spiritual processes, he might have participated in the argument or discussions or anything. But this is very, very personal question. So we take certain things as a personal, right? When somebody asks about your bank balance or somebody asks about your something like that, because we think that is our personal. Because we try to see outside and we start believing that outside is our personal. But this is real personal. When somebody asks such a personal question, who you are, he could not answer it. So that is like, the first step to shatter his ego. So that is what Babaji was explaining this here. So then after this happened, what happened was his ego was gone and he felt like, walk and walk and walk and miles to Himalayas. So he started walking. So before he's stepping ahead to Himalayas, so soon after his ego was shattered, the first thing he got inspired is to walk towards Himalayas. So when he was stepping ahead the Himalayas, then what happened was he felt somebody is standing behind and he just looked back and it was Haridas and he's smiling at him. And behind Haridas, he has seen a huge Shiva. So then he understood the Haridasa is no one, is Shiva. And the question, the very personal question asked by Sakshat Shiva. So that he understood. And then that was the time he understood he was eternal. He was eternal soul. His soul is eternal soul. And he wants to know beyond that. So that is the time. So such kind of desire to know more or beyond that level, he wanted to know it. So that is how he gone into deeper into the spiritual journey, Babaji's journey. So then with that kind of a contentness, and what happened, he was like and he was started walking. So when he was walking, along with him, disciples also walking. So many disciples, some disciples walking, but they have their own questions and where he's going, what is that we are going to do along with him. Some kind of questions they have. But some disciples, they just keep walking along with him without any questions in them. And next what happened was the miles and miles, state after state, he was crossing many states and he was walking. So then but his legs did not give up and he kept walking. That means he's getting energized. Here we need to understand. What we need to understand is he's getting energized because the thought and his depth of his desire to know beyond the soul, beyond eternal soul. He understood, first of all, that his soul is eternal soul. That itself started giving all the energies to his soul. That means the moment he understood his eternal soul, and he's no more dependent on his physical form. So the thoughts about the physical form is slowly getting diluted. So the moment the physical form, the thought of the physical form is diluted, what happens? The lot of energies will come and arriving his soul. So that's why he's getting energized more and more and he's keep walking. So then what happened was, so whoever is following, the disciples are following him, and some are with the questions they left behind, and some are like, they just can't go with him. They just they also left him. And finally only one disciple was keep walking along with him. His name is Sarah. So then Pallavi was asking about Babaji about this disciple, the disciple named Sarah, just now I mentioned. So he was talking about Sarah. So the Sarah was like, Babaji found him in a small village. And when he is very kind, it seems. Sarah was a noble soul, and he was kind, generous, and a dedicated disciple. He was talking about Sarah here. So then he found this guy in Sri Lanka, and when he was 7 years old, he reached. When he saw for the first time, he saw Babaji. He was 7 years old, and his. So when all the yogis were there, and this guy, he came to the yogis and he was talking to all yogis, and finally he reached Babaji. He reached Babaji. And he said, such a small boy, and he was telling, like, uh, what do you see in me? Babaji asked him, because he was coming to Babaji and asking him to take him as a disciple. So then that's why he asked Babaji, what did you see in me? Then Sarah was saying that, my guru. So he continued. So I feel I have waited for you for a very long time, for an eternity. Today my search was finished and I found you. In such a small boy, it talked the words of death. So then he understood, he was surprised, Babaji. So then his mother came, the boy's mother, and he said from his 3 years onwards, he was behaving like a yogi. So I know that he is going to reach some yogi sometime. So she was happy to give that boy to Babaji. So that is how the Sarah was joined in the disciples group. Babaji was explained about this boy to Pallavi. So that is what happened. So he's still continuing talking about Sarah. So Sarah was like, he's very reliable, and he was very, very noble soul. And he always from my side. He never and ever gone away from Babaji anytime. So one day what happened was both of them reached Badrinath. So then, so that time he told about his decision. Whose decision? Babaji's decision to Sarah. Babaji told at Badrinath. So I want to move on to know the purpose of my life. So I'm leaving you here. So, but I'll come back to you sometime. So don't worry, and you explore your own way, and I will explore my own way to know the purpose of I have to go on, I gotta go, he says. So then Sarah was a bit disappointed, not a disappointed, he was started crying and all that stuff, feeling so bad. So, but that is what happened. So then what happened? So one time, they both were separated to find their own paths. So that is what happens, ultimately. So then after that, that is what Pallavi got the information about Sarah. So then after that, Pallavi asked another question. So do you have previous lives? So then he said yes. Babaji said yes. So so after that, what happened? He went to 3 years deep meditative state. He went into meditation. After that, he moved from Sarah. He went into 3 years of continuous meditative state. So during that meditation, what happens was his body became eternal. I mean, his soul became eternal more, and in the same body, like, so, yeah. So he went to Kailas. He went to Kailas, and there Shiva, he went into 3 years meditation, continuously in the meditative state. When he opened his eyes, and he saw a tree. That a tree turned into Shiva, basically. So then what happened was, Shiva has given a boon to him. So what kind of a boon it is? So the boon is like, he will get eternity when he was continuing in the same body. So that means he'll become ageless. So he was surprised. It is not a normal boon, right? It is like he become ageless, but he get eternity in the same body. So that means he has a purpose of life. He has some purpose. Otherwise, like, there is no point, staying in the same body for longer. So that means Shiva here giving him an important work to Babaji, keeping him eternal in the same body and making him ageless. So during that birth, his name was Nagaraj, it seems, Nagaraj. So few people used to call him Yogi. And his guru, Lahari Mahashaya, he entitled him as a Babaji in 19th century. So then later he was addressed, based on his own sadhanas and his works on the earth, he became popular as a Mahavatar Babaji. So then, then that is what he was telling about himself to Pallavi. And he said, you can call me with any name you like, because these are my names. He said that. So I'm always close to your heart. So as my body gained immortality, becoming ageless, and I dropped all the identities and gaining a handful of names. So that is what happens. Because he became ageless, that means he will be there for a very long time to help humanity. So then, so wherever he does help, wherever he goes and help the people, those people are giving him some name based on his works he did. So that way he lost actually his identity in the sense he lost, like he's not Nagaraj anymore, kind of. So wherever he goes, he does something and he will get some name there, something like that. So that is what he was explaining her. So then Pallavi was asking, but when I saw you at some of the caves, but you came in front of me like an old man. So why like that? She was asking. So then actually, he said, at the 27 years, that's what happened. And then next 3 years, he was gone in a meditative state continuously. And Shiva came and gave the boon. So he was about around 30 years. But you came in front of me at so-and-so caves like an old man. Why like that? So then that is what he says. So that is what he said was, this is a very important thing. He said, you asked me, you asked me to show me as I am. So when you say you means, it is like, it reflects the soul. I look like an old man to you because my soul is old. Though I am just 30 years old in a physical form, but you said you want to see me as the way I am. So in that is the case, my soul is old. So I have to come in front of you as an old man only. So here I means like, it is at the soul level, not at the physical body level. So that is what he taught to Pallavi. So next one is, that chapter is finished. So next chapter is Syrian Babaji. It is a parallel life existence. It's a beautiful one. And here you will understand how the pyramids came to the earth. So this one is Syrian Babaji. So basically, Sirius. It is a star name. So it is, so, from the stars also, yeah, based on the gurus, based on their sadhanas in various lives on the earth, then what happens is they will get certain level of, they get certain levels to their soul. Like, they can enhance their soul level. Then they become certain form at the top level. So like that, in some of his previous births, based on his works and he became Syrian. So at the same time here, it is a parallel existence. Like he was a Syrian at one place, and another place he was a Babaji. He's still learning certain things. And there he already learned. So he in that previous birth, he learned certain thing and he was already helping humanity with his works. And here in a parallelly, he took another birth. And here also he's learning something. And here the purpose of life is different. There the purpose of life is different as a Syrian. Here the purpose of life is different as a Mahavatar Babaji. He is using this life for something, that life is something else. So that is what both, it is coming into her visions. So what was that? So in one of his visions was, she saw Syrian Babaji. Like, his outfits and his appearance is so different. So, but here the appearance is different. So what happened was, she saw how Babaji, she has seen Babaji, or Mahavatar Babaji, and he was, so he, in front of Babaji, there is a lotus appeared, which is in pink color. So from that lotus, Buddha has arisen. So Buddha came out of the lotus and stood in front of Babaji. So then Babaji got up from his place of sadhana and he folded his hands towards Buddha with the gratitude. So this is all, this girl is seeing in the vision. So then Buddha was asking Babaji, so what is your role in the life? Yeah. So then what the Babaji says, okay, you guide me, I'll do it, he says. So then Babaji replied very humbly. So then you have achieved the highest level of samadhi, wherein you can live in this body as long as you want. So without growing older. So that is what he says. So actually, Shiva already given this boon, but Buddha is reminding him here. So Babaji got enlightened. So that means Buddha came. Buddha's work is this only. So he himself, is an awakened one. He awakens everybody, Buddha. So he got that boon from Shiva. But now Babaji is in the learning stage and somebody has to go to him and awaken his soul. So that is what Buddha was doing. So then Buddha moved his right hand and his circular motion, he opened a portal. So that some kind of spiritual process. And Buddha, he gave an affirmation. Buddha gave an affirmation towards Babaji. Okay, now you went into the portal and you sit down there and you did whatever it was you were asked, you did, you got, blah, blah, blah. So he has closed behind him. So that is what, then according to the affirmation given by Buddha, so he entered into the portal and Babaji nodded his head and he entered into the portal and it was closed behind him. So that means his enlightenment and he get more energy. See, enlightenment always get, through getting energies, that particular energies. So when you got energies, then you certain energies that will make you enlighten on certain aspects. So that is what happened inside the portal to Babaji. So then what happened? So then she continued to see the vision. So that is one vision. The another vision is she continued seeing her visions. In that visions is he was from the star Sirius. So then he looks different, Babaji. So this time Babaji looked different as a Syrian. So he was like, very tall figure, and he's a 10 feet long, 10 feet tall, and he had a long hair, and he has a beautiful design, on his forehead. And also, there is a kind of a belt. It's a belted with pyramids, So in the design, he had a continuous, there's a belt of pyramids, and some are blue colored crystals also there along with them. So then he was wearing a necklace. He's full of colorful crystals, and he's full of crystals completely. And he has his neck and everything is a white cloth, and on top of it, blue colored crystals around him, and the entire his body. So then he was covering half, lower half of his body with such kind of crystals and cloth and everything. So his feet were big, and some of his toe and the first two fingers of his feet were they are both are in the same size, and the rest of the fingers were shorter than those two. So like that, he looks different. The Syrian face. So on the earth, you never see such kind of face or such kind of persons. That is what she understood. So, but his skin tone also, light blue color. So his eyes very big. So his name was Saffron. So that is what she has seen. She must have seen the letters Saffron. So his name was Saffron. So then what happened? A big eagle has come and stand next to Syrian or Saffron. So then when the Syrian turned back, then what happened is this Babaji's face has come. So here in her vision, she could see one side Saffron, other side Babaji. So because both are same, it is like, the energy is showing that these two are same. So both are existed at the same time. Both are, it's a parallel existence. That is what she understood. So then what happened? So the eagle also, it is blue in color, silver color, and it is the eagle's head is like a peacock blue. So the blue, we know that blue is always represents the spiritual colors, right? So the Vishuddhi chakra, it is a dark blue, and the Agnya chakra is violet blue. So from the Anahata chakra, it is all spiritual. Anahata chakra to up, it is a spiritual chakras. So below Anahata chakra, those chakras are like, they're not spiritual, they're emotional, they're these are all so, and Manipuraka chakra is a powerhouse. It is the energy is energy will be there, the internal energy. Our internal energy is resided at a Manipuraka chakra. So, but above, from the Anahata to up, it is spiritual chakras. So that is what are resonating. They are resonating with that. That means that tells their level of a soul. So they are at a higher levels soul, who Syrian, Saffron. So that is what he is representing by blue. So his eagle also, see here we need to understand, even it doesn't matter whether what kind of a physical form you have. Here we need to understand the soul is important. Though it is only a bird, though it is only after all a bird, but still it is also representing blue. That means the soul of that bird is at the higher level, just like the Syrian. It is equivalent. It's equivalent to Syrian. Doesn't matter what physical form you are in. Could be bird, or could be animal, or could be human, or anything. That is what, even our Hanuman, Jambavanta, they all represent the same way. They worked with Rama. So they're all different, animals. Jambavanta is a bear, and Hanuman is, that, and Rama is a human being. But their soul level are same, equal. They're all more or less equal at soul level. though the physical forms are different. So even in our Ramayana Mahabharata also we will know this kind of things very well. That is what exactly here also shown here. So the eagle and Syrian or so saffron. So then what happened was, so they took a flight and they left. They sat down, they merged, like the Babaji merged with the saffron and sitting on the eagle, and they have gone. So by this, she understood that the parallel existence and also the soul level and how the pyramids have come. So now they will tell. So what they are saying is, so he was continuing. Babaji is continuing to tell. So our Saffron is continuing to tell. What is that? So they brought, who are they? So they brought energy pyramids to the earth. So these Syrians, they help humanity this way. So they are the energy deities, we can say. So they will bring this energies to the earth to help the humanity, to help the human beings to get energized more and more. So that was the purpose. That was their purpose. That is how they're helping the humanity, and that is what Syrian is telling to Pallavi, because they planted these pyramids on Earth thousands of years ago. So they are also mathematical scientists, it seems, of the universe, not of the mathematics, the algebra and all. So the universe. So the universe also moves on certain mathematics. So that is all those mathematics. These guys, the Syrians and all, they're involved, highly involved in universal mathematics. So it was because these are all highly technical skills. So these pyramids are very important. They also follow certain mathematics. So because the universe is, the pyramids are connected to universe. That is what. So that means they also have a certain mathematical, they function in certain mathematical way, because they have to work along with the universe. So that is why these pyramids have very important. They manifested to give a technical assistance to the universe. Yeah. So pyramids were manifested to give a technical assistance to the universe. So that is why pyramids were very important in everybody's life. If you want to connect to the universe, the pyramid is always will be there in the life. So that is what he was telling. So vibrations of earth. It's vibrations of earth also. The pyramid will have the vibrations of earth. The entire universe. Universe means, everything will come. It's not just only, certain part or only, the five elements. It is everything. So then he, not only that, and he tells, Syrian is saying that we are creating these grid-like structures inside and outside the pyramids. So we are seeing, for example, with our eyes, we are able to see, the structure of a pyramid. And we know that we are sitting inside the pyramid and doing meditation. So we will get more energy, comparatively 3 times more energy when you are sitting inside the pyramid and do meditation, comparatively, when you're sitting outside. Out of the pyramid. 3 times more energy you will gain. So how you are gaining the more energy? So that is what Saffron is saying that. Because Saffron, the Syrians, they have created energy grid outside and inside the pyramids, it seems. That you cannot see with your eyes. So that is how the pyramid is accessing more energy and giving to you. So that is what he explained that. And he also explained, and she asked, what is this energy grid do? So what is this energy grid? So then he also saying that not only, see, then Safan is saying, not only in the pyramid, even in the human body also, we created grids, energy grids, in every, in all the cellular system, in all cellular systems, because we know that human beings are multicellular organisms, right? So, this body always, the body, the human body also created based on these energy grids. There are energy grids inside the body and outside the body too. That is what he told. So meditating under a pyramid is performing any task under a pyramid. These energy grids are connected to the human being's cellular system, which are microscopic grids. So what he was explaining is, the pyramid has energy grids and your body also has energy grids. So that is how the humans are accessing the more energy from the pyramids. The pyramid is accessing more energy from the universe, and a human being sitting inside the pyramid accessing that energy because he also has the grids, energy grids. That is what he explained her. So not only the human beings, even every animal, dolphins, fishes, birds, everything, name anything under the sun or under the sky, everything is made with these energy grids, so that, it accesses energy from a universe and pyramids. So we are bringing the pyramids, we are planting the pyramids everywhere. So, so we are basically they are advancing this technology more and more. Who? Syrians. So he also that is what he was. That is the task he was having in his parallel life. That is as a Syrian. So here, as a Babaji, his purpose of life is to. So now it is coming other way. Like, now as a Babaji, what is the purpose of life? So his purpose of life is to understand mainly the soul, beyond the soul. And he's supposed to understand the physical form is not important, and all important is soul level. So that is needed to, so he wants, so he has to work with the human people, humans, like, who are, the Shiva tells him. So his work is, as a Babaji, Mahavatar Babaji is, he should go to the people who are in the dark and work with them and bring to the light. So for that, he needs to work more at soul level. So that is why he was given ageless. So here we need to understand, in the before itself, he said, you means a soul level, or I means at soul level. Since my soul is very old soul, I came in front of you as an old man, not as the physical form. So that is what he understood as Mahavatar Babaji. So that is why still his consciousness is on this earth, because he's still working in the same terms and conditions. The terms and conditions is, wherever he is required, he goes there. And he works with the people who are in the dark, and he brings them to the light. So that is the purpose of life. So for that, so how he has to lose the consciousness of a physical form? How? Because he opened by using, with the work of Kriya Yoga. So in the Kriya Yoga, what happens? He opens his eyes, but he will not see anything outside. He won't access or he won't attract anything from outside as we do, as we don't do. So we open the eyes, we attract everything from the outside, but he won't. Even his eyes are open, his consciousness is always at the soul level only. So his purpose is to spread himself everywhere. So that is the purpose of his Mahavatar Babaji. So that is what he understood. And he has given the complete vision about Mahavatar Babaji and also parallel existence life. So, and next he has told a couple of, stories. So another story is the soul work, like, yeah. So he has started telling a couple of stories also to him, like, as a Mahavatar Babaji, what he was doing, what he has done. So like, there is a one guy, he was Chinmay, his name. So, and he was like, he born in Chidambaram, Tamil Nadu, and he was suffering a huge loss in his business and some of his life events and all that stuff. So then what happened was he also, he was thriving to get into the right path. So he has realized because of his troubles, the Chinmaya, the guy, and he wanted to get into the right path. So when he got a thought, like, that means some kind of realization, enlightenment, he found, he got it from his troubles. And then Babaji was appeared to him. Appeared in the sense, he met Babaji. So then slowly what happened was, so then he was taken to his path. How he was taken to his path. So the moment, because Babaji was knows, like, whoever there in the worries, in the dark, and he was, they were suffering from their own ignorance and all that stuff. So Babaji will go to them and bring them to the light. So that is purpose of his life, right? So automatically what happens is when this guy is looking for the guru and to get into the right path, he met Babaji. So then he said that he explained about his about himself, and Babaji accepted him. Then Babaji, what he did was, he has a lot of questions, suffering from a lot of questions in his brain. So then with the thumb, he put his thumb at the Agna Chakra between the eyebrows. So then what happened was his tremendous energies entered into him, into Chinmaya. So once entered into Chinmaya, then automatically what happens? Agna Chakra will be activated. Once Agna Chakra was activated, what happens? You will get answers from all your questions. So that is the first thing, because he started accessing the data from universe. Then all his questions were got answered. So that is the help Babaji given to him. So, and the second thing is yeah. So, and second story was like, he like that he also met a child in Sri Lanka, because the child needed him. So when the child needed him, he went all the way to Sri Lanka and he helped the child to, like, though she's a child, like, again, we need to look at the soul level. Her soul was old, probably it was ready to get the spiritual wisdom already. But though that girl is a small girl, so there also he has given an enlightenment to that girl. So another story was, after that he went to Nepal, and in that Nepal, what happened was he was sitting. I mean, he was in the in a conscious level, right? He's always at a soul level. His soul level and his consciousness will be around. So like that, under the tree, his consciousness was there. Babaji's consciousness was there. So in the at that, there are so many. So automatically, what happens when his vibrations are around, the entire area becomes spiritual. That's natural. So whatever the animals, human beings that come into that area, they all becomes calm, peaceful, and automatically, like, very lovable, and they all become slow and all that stuff. So then like that, lot of animals are getting attracted around that area because Babaji was there. So rabbits, dogs, sheep, birds, etc. So then meanwhile, what happened was there is a sheep. So then the sheep from somewhere, they came to Babaji and they stood in that area. But the shepherd was looking for the sheep. Then finally that guy also came, the shepherd also came and seen this sheep is here. And he was little bit angry on sheep because he was looking for it, where the sheep has gone and somebody stolen or whatever. He has his own worries. So then he understood, Babaji understood because the sheep was here and he was looking for the sheep. So shepherd was little bit angry on the sheep. So then what happened was, once he came into that area, the miraculous energies of Babaji hit him. Then what happened? His emotional oneness, like, who's emotional one? Babaji's. Then automatically it brought that shepherd also into it. Then what happened? He doesn't know. Because he doesn't know what is going on. He's not seeing with his eyes Babaji anywhere. But he became so normal and he became he became like, very peaceful and a nice guy, the shepherd. He has no angry anymore on the sheep. So then what happened was he started sleeping, putting his head like that. But exactly at that same place Babaji was sitting, but he could not see with his eyes. So then his head came into his lap. So then he was when he then this Mahayogi, with so much of love, he's he's doing like this, his hand, shepherd's head. He places his hand on his head. So then what happened? Once his hand placed on his head, the astral body of the shepherd got up and came out of the physical body. And immediately it bowed towards Babaji and folded his hands, and it asked, so please, bless me. It was asking in matter. Please bless my soul, he was asking. So shepherd requested and Babaji did that same thing. And he put a mudra and he replies his smile and face. So he told him, take care of animals with love and care and protect them. So those who are killing those innocent beings, because stop such kind of business. So you will be taken care of when, if you are given unconditional love and gratitude to these animals serve your livelihood. You do not need to give these animals to some others, to people who kill innocent beings for money. Do not live like that. You take care of them. So these animals only will take care of your livelihood. So that is what Babaji told him, and he disappeared. So these kind of stories are there actually. So actual essence of this book was finished today. So like, after that, cave adventures and also some of the miscellaneous questions and answers, all these things are there. So these are the actual thing we need to understand, Mahavtara, how the pyramids have come to the earth and what are they and why are they, and also how we need to understand how we have the parallel existences. Not only Babaji, we also might have the parallel existences. There is one more book that is called, in Telugu, it is called Atma Sahacharilu. That also, it is a very good book. It tells about the parallel existence. And when I was reading that book, we also have a book club. In that book club, when we are discussing about that, and I got a very good experience of parallel existence. So this kind of books, it will tell we will tell about ourselves, because through by giving experiences. So that is what exactly, Mahavatar Babaji also explaining in his conversations with Pallavi. So, anybody has questions? Thank you, Pushpa Garu, for giving me the beautiful experience of reading this book. So, very much, thank you very much for all the audience for listening to me last 3 sessions.
Thank you, Gautami garu. You really explained so well about, how the parallel and then the pyramids, the Babaji enlightening like is walking. So I really enlightened when heard about the ego, right? Like how typically like everybody take it personally, and then we, how I mean, before coming to the meditation, it was definitely a lot of struggle, but then it's easy, like how a person like Mahavatar Babaji showed us the way. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was wonderful. The way you explained was beautifully explained. Thank you. I will stop the live.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Manigaru, do you have any questions? And I stopped the live.
One question I have.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the guru of Mahavatar Babaji is Lahiri Mahashaya.
Yeah, that's what.
So that Guru Parampara is there, right? Yukteswarji, Paramhamsa
Yeah, of
Yogananda.
course, of course. If you Yogananda's book is there, no? One Atma,
Yogi, okay, Yogi Atmaka.
Oka Yogi Atmakada. So in that book, you will see, series of gurus actually. So
Yeah.
Babaji also know all of them for sure.
Lahiri Mahashaya, yeah.
Yeah,
And yeah, Mahavatar
Yeah,
Babaji.
I read that book, but I don't know that Lahiri Mahashaya is guru of Mahavatar Babaji. That's why I'm just asking.
yeah, that is, but Mahavatar Babaji, no, so that is what it is. See, Mahavatar Babaji, most of the answers were when his soul started. See, when he was told his birth date, he will tell in the beginning to Pallavi, 203 AD.
Nagaraj.
Okay.
Yeah, he says that. So I don't think it is his physical form, about the birth date of physical form. Probably that is the soul arrived to this earth. 203 AD, kind of. So in that is the case, like yeah.
Yeah, it's how much we learn about know about him. Still, so much is there to know about Mahavatar Babaji, right?
Of course, yeah.
So,
Yeah. So probably, we should be able to get more versions of Mahavatar Babaji's books so that,
yeah, these 3 sessions are very nice, wonderful, and thank you for sharing with us the knowledge.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. All right. If no questions, then we'll wrap it up here. It's exactly 1 hour. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you, Gautami garu. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I think we have YouTube live.
Yeah.
So if audience is like busy, definitely they will go through